bankruptcy only if it's absolutely necessary.
What about from your standpoint? You're a personal injury attorney. So I guess you just said that you see people and sometimes you'll refer them to Jamie because they're in that sort of a situation. Do you find that being in some sort of an accident or something is often the catalyst that leads them into bankruptcy?
Statistics show about 50% of all bankruptcies started with some type of tragic injury or either some illness or sickness which got the people behind in the first place. And so, yeah, we see it a lot on the personal injury side. Someone is, hurt in an automobile accident or on-the-job injury, and they get to the point where they just can't work. And if you're not working, you don't have money coming in. And so, too often these people get a bad reputation or a bad rap, and they really just can't help the situation.
Okay. And even I, earlier in the show, said something about making bad choices. It's not always bad choices. Sometimes things that come upon you.
Something I want to point out, there's always an event that kicks it, whether it's a divorce or they lose their job, or even when their spouse loses their job. I mean, there's always something that kicks them where they have money problems. And right now, money problems is the #1 problem as far as divorce and situations. And when they come in your office, they're fussing with their husband, they're fussing with their children.
Right.
So our main thing is get them in there, not look back how we got there, fix everything, and let's get them where they can start living their life.
Okay. We've got Ann on the line. Hey, Ann, are you still there?
Hi.
Hey, where are you calling from tonight?
Mobile.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. What's your questions for the lawyers?
Mine is a continuation of the previous question.
Okay.
An elderly couple now living in a nursing home on a fixed income. Most of the income goes toward medicine and living in the assisted living, and no assets, in the process of selling a house, very modest house, that would in fact not even quite be enough to cover the mortgage, but hoping the mortgage company would accept it. And then a credit card, and they're concerned about the credit card. And how would we go about getting with someone from your firm? Or we were previously in Baldwin County.
Okay.
So our lawyer would have been over there.
Okay, we've got to take a quick break. I want you to stay on the line, Ann, and then we'll come back and Jamie will address your issue. Please stay with us. Meanwhile, the issue is bankruptcy. The number is 1-877-NBC-15 for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back. If you would like more information from our lawyers, have some additional questions, Jamie Loris can be reached at his number here in Mobile at 432-3100 or 1-800-576-3328. If you have any additional questions for Bill Island, call him at Island and Ritchie here in Mobile at 666-1212. When we last left off, we had Ann on the line, and I hope that Ann is still there in case we had some follow-up questions. But basically, Jamie, the situation, a similar scenario to the last caller in that in this case, there's 2 people in a nursing home, a house for sale, 1 credit card, and I think that just kind of want to know what the plan of action should be.
Right. And is the house paid off?
I'm sorry, I missed your call. I missed your question.
Is the house paid off? Is there any mortgage on that house?
It's, yes, there is a mortgage. It is being in the process of being sold. We've accepted an offer which will almost, within $1,000 or so, pay off the mortgage. We're praying that they will accept that.
And so there's not a lot of equity in that house?
No, sir. No, there isn't.
How much is your credit card debt?
It's about $5,000.
About $5,000?
Yes, sir.
And in that situation, you really don't need to file bankruptcy. You might want to, contact an attorney to help you negotiate with that 1 credit card. If there's not, if there's not a lot of non-exempt assets or excess money sitting there, a credit card we usually sell it with you for 20 or 30 cents on the dollar. And,
yes, sir.
Yeah, and really, you don't need to be in bankruptcy to take care of that.
We've just been dealing so much with
their health problems.
Illness, right. Just overwhelmed, both of us, and I'm the only one to do any of it, and so that kind of went on the back burner. So I'm ready to try now to do something about it. So they just posted your phone number, 432-3100.
Yes, ma'am.
And we have been looking and praying for someone that we could deal with and trust, and perhaps you're an an answer to a prayer.
Well, I appreciate it. And the most important thing is worry about the health problems. Don't worry about the money situation. It'll kind of work itself out and take care of that. And we'll be happy to help you. Give us a call tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Glad to help you. Not only are we answering legal questions, we're answering prayers tonight, too. So that's great. We've got Joe on the line. Hey, Joe, where are you calling from?
Codin, Alabama.
I'm sorry, where? Lillian?
Codin.
Codin, okay. That's right. Lillian is not even in Alabama. Go ahead and tell us what your question is for the lawyers.
All right, I discharged out of a Chapter 13 a few years back. I had put taxes and child support and some doctor bills in there. And now DHR is saying I still owe interest on that child support. Is that correct?
You do. You absolutely do. And it really depends on the county whether they chase it or not. But the statutory interest will run at 12% a year or 1% a month. And they're entitled to the interest after you pay out your Chapter 13. So the answer to that question is yes.
Okay. Let's take our next caller. Where's our next caller from? Do we have a caller on the line? Oh, we've got Lee on the line. Hey, Lee, where are you calling from tonight?
I'm calling from Theodore.
Okay, well, welcome to NBC 15 Law Call. What is your question for the lawyers?
Thank you. I was scheduled, I've already been in contact with the lawyer and filed Chapter 13 and was supposed to go the end of April. Well, I received the letter Saturday in the mail from my mortgage company, and now they've made an appointment for me to come the first part of April. They're asking for something that it stated an action of stay. What does that mean?
An action of stay, is that what you said?
S-T-A-Y was what it said on the paper.
Stay. An action of stay?
Is that as part of your foreclosure?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so have you already filed Chapter 13? You said you had an appointment set up for the end of April. What's that appointment about?
That's when I was supposed to go with my attorney to the bankruptcy court.
Okay, so you already filed Chapter 13 then?
Yes, sir.
Now, what that does, that stays that foreclosure. Obviously, you're behind on your your mortgage payments. I'm sorry, and then what that does, that stays any foreclosures or lawsuits or repossessions. You're under the protection of the bankruptcy umbrella, so no creditors can bother you, which is very important. Yeah.
Okay, so that'd be good news to her.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. And who do we have on the line this evening? I think it's Mark that we have. Hey, Mark.
Hi there. How you guys doing tonight?
We're doing great. Where are you calling from?
Well, I'm calling from Mobile. I moved here from Southern California. Really like Mobile. And my question, I had a Chapter 7, my wife and I, and all our debt was wiped out. We cashed out of our condominium in California, and we were blessed to be able to pay cash for our house here. And we've, got some more credit card debt. And I was just concerned, I know bankruptcy is at every 10 years, right?
As far as another Chapter 7?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's every 8 years now. It used to be 6, but the new Bankruptcy Reform Act changed that to 8 years.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I just want to know, like in California, there was it was called a homestead exemption. Well, it was different than Alabama, where you could protect your assets. You just go to the county courthouse and file that. Does Alabama have anything like that?
They do, and in Alabama the limit's $5,000 or $10,000 for a couple, which is really, really low compared to Florida, which is unlimited, and Texas, which is unlimited. So you could own a $1 million residence in Florida or Texas and file bankruptcy, and your house would be completely protected. But in Alabama it's $10,000 if you're still married. So in the situation, the facts that you gave me, if you sold your house in California and you paid cash for your house in Alabama, which a lot of people do, because of the housing market out there. Chapter 7 is going to be hard to do in Alabama. It really is. You may have to go to Chapter 13 and just depending on how much equity you have in your house and pay back part of that unsecured debt.
Jamie, is it harder in Alabama than in other states?
Yeah, as far as the exemptions, it's so much lower here in Alabama. I mean, it's in Mississippi it's $75,000, so you can protect more of your equity in your house. Our hands are tied over here, and like I said, about 80 or 90% of our cases are Chapter 13s because most people have more in equity than that limit. That's what we have to really work on.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but we need to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Stay with us for NBC 15 Law Call. Well, actually, the end of the show. Our show is over already. Okay, it goes by fast. That's going to do it for us. I'd like to thank Bill Island and, of course, Jamie Lewis, our guest tonight on the topic of bankruptcy. Thank you for watching. We'll be back here next Sunday night at 10:30 when our topic will be divorce and child custody. Good night, everybody. Have a great night.